We're live.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is 25th Moksha Coffee, and I'm Rosa Milesic. I'm actually searching for myself and working on different aspects of my life for more than 20 years. And here with me is Zoran Milesic. He's my husband, and he's kinesiologist. He's, let's say, in kinesiology for more than 30 years.
Yes.
And he's
And I'm
also,
always with you.
he's always with me, but that's his perspective. And today we will talk about loving ourselves. So Zoran, so today we have a lot of that, oh, love yourself. So it's kind of cliche, right?
Yes.
Like loving yourself or be the best version of yourself and
Yeah.
those kind of stuff. But that's a really serious thing, basically. And what is actually, what's that mean? To love yourself?
Yeah. Well, because this is coffee, right?
Yeah.
So we'll make
Is
it
it too much?
as a coffee chit chat. Basically, one thing you said, this cliche,
Yeah.
be the best version of
Yeah.
yourself, which implies there are many of you in there. Okay, so
Yeah.
there are many versions of you. Basically, none of that is you. Okay, so that's one thing. There's
How to know?
Okay, so
Should you love them there if there is love?
well, if there are if there are many versions of you,
Okay.
that means you are either one with the God, right, or you are judging yourself. Okay, so there's only one you. Okay, and that one you is the only person that you need to accept, right? So don't try to be the best version of yourself, because you're going to immerse into duality, and you're going to completely miss the point. Okay, so just be you. Okay, don't even worry about the versions, right? Just be you, 100% authentic and same. The very you which existed before everything. Okay, and you can always come back to that.
Yeah. And
And
back
it's
to the
it's
guy
it's very easy.
who should you love, right?
Yes, or girl.
Or girl.
Yeah,
That one.
that one. Okay. And how do you find that one? Do you know?
No,
How do you
I'm
return?
searching for that one for now more than 20 years
Yeah,
through different healings, through self-discovery, through
yeah.
different.
Recently I wrote in one of our groups there that I quoted Krishnamurti. He said that you are searching for God, right? But the problem is in the seeker, right? The seeker is the obstacle.
Okay.
So we all searching, and we are accumulating even more. So the easiest way to find you first is to negate everything that you are not. Okay, so that's the best thing. So once when you say, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this behavior, I'm not this violence, I'm not all that.
But we usually do, um, we usually do think that we are that.
Yes, because we are trying to compensate. You see, when, for example, if I was to push you off the screen, right, what would you
Okay.
do? You want to come back, right? So you
Yeah,
have to push back,
I
okay?
would push back.
So
Yeah.
now immediately we created a structure,
Yeah.
right? So this is in real terms, this is what's happening. We are trying to accumulate things because there's already disbalance in us. Okay, so with that, we are trying to balance what we don't like. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do in this process is to go into the process of negating uh, what we are not, and then when we peel off all these layers which are not us, whatever remains will be you, and that you is the feeling. It's not an object. It's not something you can put your finger on. It's the feeling. It's the feeling of you, and we all have that feeling. Before you met me, you had the feeling of you. Before you met your parents, you had the feeling of you. Before you were born in this body, you had that feeling of you. So it's the feeling that nobody can take away from you, and that feeling is actually you.
Can
And
I
that that is
really
that is authentic, essential, just knowing you. And
can,
everybody has that in you.
can I just
Yes.
share something? So, like when you said that I could feel that when I was through my life, let's say.
Mm.
Well, I couldn't. I could, if you ask me now, I could feel that when I was really young.
Yes.
And I could feel that from the time when I met my guru. Before that, it was so much noise
Yeah,
in
chaotic.
between. Yeah,
Chaotic.
so I couldn't.
They are the attempts to survive in this world, and that
Yeah.
that is also fine. You must not uh, turn against that, because it is the very thing that made you come here to this point. Okay, so without that, you and I wouldn't be sitting here and talking. All right.
And
So
so,
that authentic, you see, when we are little kids, right? We are very close to the source. Okay, so we we haven't immersed into this life completely. We just jammed the whole of the universe into a size of the football ball, and we found ourselves in this body and in this plane of living, and we're trying to work out what happened, right? So after that, the conditioning starts. Okay, and the conditioning, for example, they give you a name, they give you a gender, they give you certain behaviors related to that. They give you a social status or social norms, uh,
yeah,
all these things, right? They give you religion. They tell you this God is
basically it
yours,
destroyed you.
but that God is not yours,
Yeah.
right? And so many things, right? And because of our natural innocence, we accept everything that's put towards us as absolute truth, because that's the essence of innocence. We are completely innocent as children, as small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say that actually we can't love ourselves because we don't know who we are?
Exactly. Actually, there is a sense. See, once when you remove all the noise, okay, you can come in terms of knowing who you are. Okay, that real you will start to emerge. It will appear, and you will realize that it was there all along. That's why Krishnamurti says the problem is in the seeker,
Yeah.
not in the object of seeking or in the path. It's the seeker that is the problem. Okay, so and the seeker is the one who's actually wounded, and the wound in you is seeking the way out of this riddle. Okay, and you basically, when the noise subsides, then you can then start realizing that essence had always been there all along. So there's no more to look, there's nowhere to look. You can go anywhere, you won't find yourself except inside. Okay, and it takes a lot of courage. Um,
Why we do not
so you need to love that,
yeah,
you know
but why
not the construct,
yeah.
which is built on that. Without that, you wouldn't be able to identify or associate yourself with anything external, right? So before you say, I'm a kinesiologist, for example, it's the function that this aspect of existence is doing in this life. Okay, so when you say I am kinesiologist, the first thing that precedes everything is I. So I needs to be there before I can say I am, and then whatever, right? So the I has to be. which is your essence, and then you have to be in some body, physical body, and the body has to be alive, the body has to be healthy.
Yes. So body and I are not the same.
They are not the same. Okay?
Okay.
I is the energy that supplies the body. So when the energy and matter join, we call that life or living body. Okay? So uh, when when we realize that uh, the I has to be in certain body, and the body has to be healthy, and the body has to be living, all right? And then I can then only say am, okay? And then you can do whatever, right? So to love yourself doesn't mean to acquire so many things after I am. I am this, I am that, position, possession, position, possession, relation, all these cycles, right? So you're accumulating things. Uh, and that is giving you the illusion of worthiness, the illusion of worth. The more I have, the better I am. The more I have, I love myself more, and so on. Okay, the to love yourself truly,
You should love them there.
you should come to that I, right? So that in that I is your essence, you know. So, but to come to that I, you need to be in complete acceptance of everything in your life. Okay, so you start, if you don't know how to do this, start with the physical body, right? Start with your physical appearance, then with everything that happened in your life. Look at everything with
How do you mean
same
so
same amount
then
of
I should love my body, my
yes, absolutely. Because look, if you don't have the body, we can't communicate.
okay,
So the body has to be there as a tool for communication in this plane of living, right?
okay,
Because through this body, right, we talk, we have conversation, right? Without the body, we need to find other way
okay,
to communicate, right? Okay, so you start loving that, you're accepting that, and also you look at your life with a lot of love because the universe wanted you exactly like that. So there's a higher power uh, that accepted you the way you are, and all your sins were forgiven before you even started this life. Okay, so there's no point of feeling guilty or ashamed for anything like that. So that's the starting point.
but how we can recognize that we do not love ourselves?
Well, there are many ways.
First, we need to recognize, then we can actually start loving
Yeah.
ourselves.
First, when one thing is a realization that if you are good, then the universe is good, right? So if you are good, I'm good, and vice versa.
I
Okay,
don't
which go
understand.
which see a lot of times the people confuse loving oneself for hedonism or selfishness or things like that. Okay, so when you love yourself truly, you are in full acceptance of everything that is you. Okay, so let's say this word God. Okay, so
Mhm.
if you fully love yourself, you love the Creator, the energy, the God energy in you. Okay, so if you love the God in you, then obviously you love everything that is creation of that same God, right? And then you enter into something which is called non-duality. Okay, so the life itself presented in is presented in this plane of living in many shapes of form, infinite amount of shapes and forms, right? But in reality, there's only one life, and you are that life. So when you accept the divinity and God within you, right, you come to this acceptance of you. The only difference is between people. Okay, it's the body and it's the flavor of their appearance, which is called personality. Okay, so that
Okay.
gives the flavor to one's experience in this life, so that we get the different personalities, so that we can experience life
So we can fight.
so we can fight
If
exactly.
we are all the same, we can't
Exactly.
fight. We
But
can't have experience.
exactly. So that's the point. So and look, how do you in practical life, how do you recognize that you don't love yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you have broken relationships, because in this life, we have uh, probably there's probably only one problem, okay, and that is relationship uh, between me and others, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that could be intimate relationship, family, friends, personal, professional, etc. Relations. Okay, so we have a problem with relations with others, and also problem with relations with myself. So they are the major elements how you can recognize that you don't love yourself. Okay, so one of the major things, for example, it could be stuff that is stemming from your childhood, traumas and wounds and all that. Could be perfectionism, uh, tendency to always do everything perfect
That's actually also how we can recognize that
because
we
I'm never good enough, right? Whatever I do, it can be better. Okay. Um, Negative self-talk. This is very
that's common, quite common.
very common. Over apologizing, pleasing others, living in compromises. Compromise is a lie. So by compromising, we are basically departing from our truth. So we are making uh, a deal which guarantees that part of me will suffer, okay, and so on. So there are many many ways how not loving yourself actually presents in life. I can go on and on. There are many ways, but let's say in relationships, um, which is probably affecting most of the people, and people can relate to that. Family relationships where we are giving ourselves more than we are capable. Okay, so loving yourself in the relationship doesn't mean that you become a martyr, that you become a sufferer. That you drill yourself into the ground by relentlessly over extending and using your energies, right? Uh, so because we are not achieving anything, we are just hurting ourselves for the lack of self-love, and it can manifest itself in feeling insecure, not being able to function in this world if something else is not fulfilled, if somebody doesn't give me prize, love, good
Yeah.
opinion, all these things. So if we don't have self-acceptance, we'll be seeking it outside through various behaviors and manifestations.
Yeah, we compare ourselves as
We
well.
compare ourselves. We seek confirmation or validation for
Yeah,
ourselves
from outside.
from outside, which means we are totally disconnected spiritually with the truth.
Yeah, but
Within
many people do that.
many people
Yeah.
do that, and many people get exhausted in life. They go into the burnout of all these constant, relentless, ruthless trying to fulfill or satisfy something external. And a lot of people go into that because to love yourself, you need to look deeply within you. You need to basically look into the mirror And sometimes the reflection is scary and people run away from it. So they run away in overworking, overdoing, and all these things.
But it's, for example, it is easy to love yourself if the things are good or the good things, right? So I can love all things which are good regarding myself.
Yeah, but
But if I have
who's
some,
judging here
yeah,
what's good, what's bad?
but
That's
yeah,
that's the key point, because to
yeah.
love yourself is to accept the fact that you are already perfect and enough the way you are, and that the higher power, call it universe or source or Lord, creator, wanted you exactly like that.
And
So when you say I
yeah,
love good things about myself, what does that really mean? That means it's a judgment placed on you based on certain circumstances. And you know,
but
when you change the position, the view changes.
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's good. But for example, then how I should love that parts of myself that I'm not proud of. Some, for example, some things that I did in the past, or some part of my maybe personality that I don't like.
Yeah,
How to
see,
love that?
yeah, it's known in common psychology that a lot of reasons for lack of self-love is shame and guilt, which stems from the past. Okay,
Yes.
so when you're looking at your life and you're not proud of things that you've done, first you're placing a judgment because we have a different position now. Okay, you see, if you put yourself in that position of being unconscious, right, without the wisdom and the memory and everything that happened this far, so you just cancel all that, right? So when you bring yourself back to the position of doing what you now know is not very good, okay, um, you will actually realize that you've done your 100%. So I don't believe that a normal human beings are devious uh, and mean. I think human beings, and I could be wrong, but I believe in the humanity. I believe in light in everybody. Um, I believe that the people, a lot of people, in a lot of cases, right, they made mistakes because of love, because they wanted something good to happen, right? But they made mistakes, and sometimes universe puts you in that situation so that you go through the experience. So it's you know, if you reflect back, you must cancel the wisdom gained after that event, right? Bring yourself to the point where you didn't know anything beyond that point, okay? And then you will understand that everything you done at that time with the resources you had and within the circumstances present to you, right? And
Yeah.
if you go back now, if you happen to have a time machine and you go back, you would repeat the same mistake.
Something. Yeah,
So
probably.
there's no point of delving on that. You just have to understand that everything you've done most likely from the positional love. It's okay to have good plans. We all have good plans, but it's also okay that these plans don't manifest.
And,
That's also part of life.
and how to deal with mistakes, because they're like,
Look at the mistakes as experiences only, right? And look at them with a lot of love. Okay, look at them with the same amount of love as you're looking at your successes, right?
because they're part actually to
That
learn.
part, absolutely. And even Osho said once, I remember that in every learning, uh, the integral part of every learning is the mistake. So you cannot learn unless there's possibility for mistake.
There is my personal story with my kid. When she was small, I was single mom and I was overprotecting her. Maybe I'm doing that today as well, but
I think yes.
at that time I was so much protecting her. So when she was small and when she started walking, I was all the time actually hanging around her, and actually she never fall down, and she was never falling down. And then she was like 3 or 4 years, or maybe even 5 years old. Then she's she started falling down on her head, like just directly. And I was like, what's wrong with my kid? Like why she's doing that? Like she never did that. And so I was thinking, and then I discovered that she didn't learn
Yeah, she didn't learn the skill because
how to
yeah.
fall down. So then actually I took her to the meadow, and I said, okay, let's learn how to. So because she didn't use her hands to like
to fall down.
to
Yeah.
fall down. She was just like a
Yeah.
camel. So I learned her how to fall down when she was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah,
Because
but that, it's a good point because you see a lot of times in particularly like in family relations, uh, uh, because of this overgiving, overcaring, overextension of energies, you slipping into a matter, and the issue with that is that the person who's receiving your energy and help becomes totally inept to learn new skills in life, because we are all protecting it. And also the worst thing what happens after that is that the person becomes used to it, right? And then it demands that from you. Okay, so
yes,
one thing in loving yourself is to show other people, or let's say your family members, how to truly love themselves. So I always say, people ask me because I work with a lot of clients, and they come with different issues and all that, and they ask me often how to raise kids. There's just one way of doing it. Teach your child how to love herself or himself truly.
which is almost impossible.
Well, basically, if you are good,
So
then
first of all,
then
you need
then
to love
I then
that.
I'm good. Okay. So why would I worry about you? Because who does it, does anybody have any use of me, of my worrying, right? So when I think of you, I always send you love. Okay, I don't send you my worries, because if I send you my worries, I'm sinking you down. Okay,
Yes, yes.
so love always promotes, and love always fulfills, and love always enhances life. Okay.
Yes. So then, the most important thing in that, in loving yourself is
Mm.
actually acceptance, right?
Acceptance, absolutely. Because if you accept yourself, and accepting, it's not like I'm going to now accept that maybe I'm not shaven properly, or I forgot this, or I'm wearing this jumper. Some people may not like it, whatever. Right? It's not about that. There's a higher consequence of rejecting or accepting yourself, and we're talking about accepting the universe in you. Okay, the universe in you is in you, in everybody, and that universe is the ultimate point of abundance and creation. So if you accept that, you know, that is amazing thing. Imagine this humanity if people accept the divinity in themselves. Look, for example,
We are so much far away from that.
we are, but the potential is in there.
Yeah.
So this is what part of my life was always to explore the potential in humanity. I'm focused on that, and my work is focused on that. To be able to find that, you always go through the negativity because people come and complain about certain things. So that's the entry point, okay?
Yeah.
And then you can direct people. So what I'm saying is, for example, if people who are uh, causing the hurt and pain and suffering to other people, if they realize divinity in themselves, they will stop doing it immediately, right? And also people who are victims of their doingness, right? If they realize divinity and the universe within themselves, they'll stop being the victims and they'll jump out of the victimhood, you know? So, and then it's the solution for this mankind. There's no possibility of living in this environment where there's only wars and violence and destruction and all that. Because
Yeah.
that is totally far away from your truth. That is totally not aligned with the love within ourselves. So this is how you love yourself.
Yeah. Yes, but what you mentioned is like, yeah, there are so many
But how is it?
wars in the world
Yeah,
now, and so many people are suffering.
that is one manifestation of lack of love, right? So if you don't love yourself, for example, how people are trying to overcome death, they engage in killing, right? Because they feel in control of death. Right? That's not the right way. So anyway, so in the practical life, let's try to resolve our lives, right?
Yeah.
Before we try
Yeah.
to resolve the universe.
Um,
Vivekananda, great master Vivekananda, said, if the cows observe the universe, then the solution for the universe would be as per cows. If humans observe the universe, then the solution for the universe would be as per humans, and so on. So how does all this manifest in the practical life? How is it affecting? For example, I mentioned over apologizing, being a people pleaser, self-criticism and negative self-talk, perfectionism, like I'm not good enough, it's never good enough, I have to work harder, so on. Difficulty in setting boundaries. This is very, very prominent issue with most of the people, especially in the relations. People don't have boundaries. There's no clear uh, understanding of where they begin and where they end. You know, so people can intrude into their space and all that. So according to Tibetans, um, to love yourself, you have to divide the day in four segments of 6 hours. Okay, so you sleep 6 hours, you spend time with yourself 6 hours, you work for somebody 6 hours, and you spend with your family 6 hours. All right. So imagine if everybody can actually do that in one day. It may not be possible, but try to catch up during the weekends. So that's one of the things. Another thing which is very uh, important to mention is inability to express your truth. Being afraid of uh, of being seen publicly, or expressing yourself in public, seeking validation or approval from others, and basically the avoidance of self-reflection and spiritual disconnection from your heart center, because it's easier.
and what we can do actually, how to step out from that and actually, there is one more thing that I would like just to mention here. There are many people around who are actually saying, "Oh, I love myself," like. But I can't see that it's, the expression of that is. It looks like it looks like learned, not experienced. If you can catch what I want to say. So there are many people, oh, I love myself, yes, oh yeah, like, but when you talk with them and, like, if you know them, you will see that there is no love for themselves.
Yes, but you need to challenge them, okay? When you say, I love myself, I ask them, and who are you?
Yeah, but it's like, it's not, that's not something that you can learn, right? Like that. Oh, I learned and now I love myself. It's something that you need to experience within.
Yes,
Is this correct?
yes, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I just wanted to check that because yeah, many times we are saying that,
Yeah,
and it's actually from the mind.
when you're with somebody who truly loves himself or herself, you will experience a lot of silence, a lot of acknowledgement, a lot of recognition. You'll feel at ease with these people, okay? And there'll be no pressure whatsoever, to try to prove anything and all that.
Yeah.
So they're the people usually, they're the frequencies of great masters, and in their presence, all of a sudden the penny drops, and you start resonating with the same. You start questioning yourself and going deeper within yourself. So, but there are people like that, everywhere. But usually when people reach that complete acceptance and love of themselves, they become silent because there's nothing to say, there's nothing to prove, there's nothing to verbalize. Uh, there's only knowingness.
Are there steps to reach that state, or is that just like awareness, or how to go there? Because obviously it's not just like something you can just read and learn, or like it's a kind of process of
Yes, it's a process.
of
So
growing or
let's say in,
something.
in, in practical life, what you can do, the very first thing, is catch the negative self-talk. All right.
Okay.
So when the thoughts start appearing, you can step aside and observe these thoughts, okay, and see which thoughts are causing a disturbance or pressure in the body, right? And they're the very thoughts which are aligned with the conditioning.
But
Okay,
you can't stop them.
you can't stop them.
You
No,
can't
it's
suppress.
it's impossible, and don't even try. What you can do is first become aware of your thoughts. That's the first step, right? And then the second step is to become aware that you are aware. Okay, so when you practice that, all of a sudden everything that's been built on the past and projected on the future will basically come together and into present moment, and it will collapse. Okay, and then all of a sudden the silence appears, and you may be surprised how that looks, right? But
Right.
it is a very interesting process. So, but start today. Start, for example, with uh, observing your negative thoughts about yourself. Okay. Oftentimes, there's actually I position when we are talking negatively about ourselves. Oftentimes, the eyes are pointing downwards and towards the left. Okay.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Okay. So when your eyes naturally go into that position, then awaken and observe. Okay. And you will see that the mind is sifting through a lot of past
Yeah.
negativity, because on these past experiences and negativity, the mind built its own identity. Okay, so it is trying to reinforce itself by reconfirming the negativity from the past. Okay, and most likely, if you're unconscious, if you let that happen, it will project that same thing in the future because it needs to feed with the same pattern. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's one thing. You step out of that, you recognize there's negative self-talk happening, and just do nothing about it. Okay, give it space, give it love, uh,
Awareness.
give it awareness, and the mind will actually run out of energy. Okay, and it will basically cease with these thoughts because um, mind itself doesn't have a lot of energy. That is not that is not in its nature, right? We human beings, the beingness, has the ultimate power. Okay, so the mind is only uh, like a parasite. It's using our energy to maintain itself, right? So when you don't give it attention, you cut down the energy supply to it, and all the negativity will cease to exist, right? Um, and then slowly, bit by bit, you will be catching more and more different thoughts, and you can challenge your mind and ask to give you even more negative thoughts about yourself, just to try to exhaust it. Okay. So once when the mind is exhausted, it will relinquish all the energy that was holding back to you, right? And you will attain peace. Okay, so that's one way of doing it, right? For
Okay.
example, stupid me, I'm crazy, I should have done this, or uh, you know, I'm an idiot, or I'm weak, I can't do this, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm worthless, this is not for me, this is for others, and blah blah.
Yeah. So
I
people
will
should
never reach that. I will never achieve that. It's too late.
and
It's
people
it's
should
all
be
all,
aware.
all mental
Yeah.
disaster.
And people should be aware also when they are doing that, that's actually become their reality,
Yeah.
like even more and more and more whenever you talk like that to yourself.
Okay. Another very interesting practice, and that requires a lot of courage, I would say,
Yeah, I will just check
is
again
is to
messages.
grab a mirror or stand in front of the mirror, right? And ponder deeply into your eyes. So spend some time looking into your eyes, uh, and then uh, communicate with the image in the mirror through your eyes. Tell it that for example, I see you, I forgive you, I choose you, I choose life. Um, all these affirmative things, right? Um, that's one of the techniques, and it's very interesting because you may get very emotional after that, especially um, if um, if you have some traumatic experiences from the past. You need to look deeply into your eyes and recognize that you was always with you all along. Okay. Um, Another thing is feel your feelings. There are many techniques that talk about same thing, but essentially, to feel your feelings is basically feel how the feeling is expressed in your body. Okay, first way sits. You can do this with your closed eyes. See where it sits in the body, which part of the body is affected, how you feel it physically. Is it a pressure? Is it a pain? Is it uncomfortable sensation? Then look at different elements of it deeper than that. Sometimes it may not be palpable, right, physically, but you know it's there. So you can then look at it as does it have a shape? Does it have a color? Does it have smell? Does it have some density? All these things, and then just recognize it. Once when you finish with that process, then you start breathing deeply and slowly into that point. Okay, so bringing your full awareness with your breath into that part of your body. Okay, so that is also one of the good things how to resolve the past traumas which led to self-neglect, to lack of self-love.
Mhm.
Um, Another thing which is important is setting your boundaries without guilt. Okay,
Which is really hard.
it's called hard. It's called tough love. Okay,
Yeah.
especially if you have kids, it is absolutely essential to set the boundaries and stay put. Right? They will try many strategies to disarm you, but the boundaries are there not to punish someone. The boundaries are there for protection and safety. Okay. So you need to protect and save and save a space of the other person, but also of yourself. Okay, because there has to be distinction between you and me, so that we can function in our own space, energy, and all that. Right. So that is one thing, but a lot of people feel guilty about, like if I do this, she's gonna say that, oh, I can't do this, or I really want this, but he or she is gonna say whatever, right? And then we engage ourselves deeply into process um of inability to make decision, right? Not because we are not decisive, it's just because we are uh, delving too much into what other people are going to say about our decision or how they're going to react on our decision, and that only breeds insecurity. Okay, so we become totally unable to make decisions because we are always constantly thinking how other side is going to react on that. Okay, so that is the problem with setting boundaries, feeling guilty. Oh, if I say this, then I'm gonna have trouble, or I'm gonna have argument, or
Yes, that was
whatever. And then because you are the one who's pulling the decision, the guilt is yours. You'll be blamed for everything. So things like that. So sometimes loving yourself means sticking to what you know is right for you, right? Um a lot of times people are easily appeased. They're giving in uh, too easily for the reasons of guilt and shame and things like that. So that's one of the things. So uh, for example, one of the ways of loving yourself is choose relationships that are nourishing. Choose surround yourself with people who are elevating you, who are giving you enthusiasm, who are giving you positivity. Surround yourself with people who can teach you new skills. Who can uh, teach you how to love this world, how to love yourself, how to uh, accept yourself, how to look outside of the square box, those things, listen to good music, to beautiful music, coherent music, not music which is incoherent, that destroys your nervous system, align with the nature, you know
yeah.
look at the nature, learn from the nature. You don't see uh, anything in nature as self-destructive. There's no such thing in the nature. Nature doesn't destroy itself. Only men, only humans are doing this. Nature will never turn uh, its hand onto itself. But people are doing that. People are self-destructive. So step into more into courage and neutrality. They are the good basis for raising our frequency. As human beings. Rise above all your desires, accept everything that comes to you, practice uh, forgiveness, practice thankfulness,
Gratitude.
gratitude, all these things, So that's one way of loving yourself, accepting that, and you will reach peace. Go and feed animals, in the nature. That's also important thing, that you connect with all life, not only human life, but you must respect all life. Life in that animal is the same life in me, and so on. So there are many ways to love yourself and express yourself, express love for yourself.
Beautiful. Anything else? So yeah,
Uh,
shall I go to see? I didn't find any
yeah,
question.
one thing, create rituals for self-return. And self-return, um, there's actually a word for it. A lot of people don't know that. Religion comes from relegare, which is Latin word for returning to yourself. So the real meaning of word religion is basically returning to yourself. So practice something which I don't mean religion, but practice something like meditation, because that will ensure that you return to yourself, to your essence, to your divinity. It will give you that deep connection with the source within you, and that is one way of aligning with the love for yourself.
Beautiful, because I was checking this. I have to
Okay.
go again and watch this recording
Okay. Do you want me to check?
on on your YouTube channel. Yeah, I checked. There is no messages. There is no questions on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else?
Well, what I can say is that in my life, I was master of not loving myself, and I went through a lot of hardships, and what I'm saying to you here is totally based on my own life experience. So I realized that sometimes you need to go through the process of heartbreak, so that you realize that love is within you. Okay, because if there was no love in your heart, there was no possibility to be broken. Okay, so realized that I went through a lot of personal stuff in my life, and oftentimes I came to the conclusion that I was actually not loving myself, and um, that gave me more courage and strength to look within, accept everything, and find in me what I was seeking on the outside, But
Yeah.
it's a lifelong process, don't think that you can fix things just like that. It took many repetitions of wrongdoings to achieve unwanted result, right? And now you need to undo it, right?
Yes.
But
Well,
but the important thing is that you start. The more you start, the more doors you're going to open, and then the path to self-knowing uh, it's quite rapid. Once when it starts, it's not linear way, right? It's not even exponential way. It's logarithmic. It takes you some time, floundering or plateauing on one level, and then you open your eyes, you awaken, and then the process starts, and then the curvature of your life path just goes up always, and in a small amount of time you can resolve and achieve so many things, but you need to start. It's like analogy of a bamboo seed or bamboo shoot. Buddha used to use that analogy quite often. That you put a bamboo seed in the ground. It takes about 10 years to actually shoot up.
Really?
Yeah, it takes a long time, right?
I didn't know that, yeah.
But once when it starts growing, it grows rapidly, and it grows into huge tree, which is so tough but flexible at the same time. Uh, and you need to acknowledge those 10 years of sitting and waiting. So the seed is planted. It's just a matter of time when it's going to come out. So you need to acknowledge all your pain and suffering. Don't run away from it. Because it brought you where you are now.
Well,
There is also expression of self-love. Because you need to love yourself through all stages of your life. Through all your ups and downs. It was always you. So life is progressing, and whether we think something bad happened or not, but it was valid, and it was still you all along. You can judge it, you can say whatever, but it was you.
yeah. Well, slowly through the time. I'm still young, so I'm still not there, but I will be eventually in this lifetime. I hope so. Okay, Zoran. I checked Facebook. There was no
We'll
questions.
probably get questions later.
Yeah. Well, last time I didn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't find them. Is it mistake?
Okay.
or-
If we miss it, we'll answer it. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll answer it
Yeah.
there on the page. Anyway, that is for today. Do you have anything else to add?
No. Thank you for this session. It's actually quite it's quite healing, because it reminds you about essential things in life, and you cannot express love in any way unless you accept love within you. That is absolutely essential for any relation or anything that happens in your life.
Yes.
Always start from the position of love.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
I enjoyed really this coffee. And in 2 weeks, we have a coffee for Balkan region. And yeah, in a month on English again. So see you in 2 weeks or in a month, huh?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you all.
See you guys. Bye.